Hello, welcome to my channel, Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and I am here to give my summer reading events. Now, summer technically doesn't start until June 21st, but for just sort of administrative purposes, I'm calling summer in June to September. And I am in 7 reading events for this summer. So it is an extensive reading summer. So what am I in? Well, I am a co-host for 3 of these events, and there are video links to my official announcement for these events, but I will go ahead and give a very quick overview of what I'm going to be doing. First is June on the Range, and it is now June 1st, and I have already started my first Western, Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. This is one of my all-time favorite novels. This is a reread. Technically, this might be an anti-Western, and we'll have to see what the group thinks over at Criminology's Discord channel, because it's a group read over at his channel. And then my other scheduled reads are The Virginian by Owen Wistar, and The Oxbow Incident by Walter Van Tilling Clark, and ending off with The Quick End of the Dead by Louis L'Amour. Now, I am doing a buddy read, maybe a group read, of The Quick End of the Dead with Scott Bryant. Not sure when it's going to happen this week, but this is a quick little book. This is 180 pages. It'll be knocked off real quick. Something may have to give in this list. I have The Virginian as an Audible book. It's a free audiobook if you're a member of Audible, and I may listen to that Audible book instead of read the book. The Oxbow Incident, it may be cut just because of time. We'll see. I may replace it with a quicker Western paperback, because when I did my giveaways, some people did not claim their giveaways, so I have lots of old Westerns that I may pick up on that's going to be easy to read. Next coming up is also co-host, that is GarbAugust. And here are my 3 official GarbAugust books that I'm going to be reading. 79th Park Avenue for sex, the Richard Blade book for vintage, V.C. Andrews, Flowers of the Attic for anything goes, and It's Alive for WTF. Who knows? I may try to squeeze in more garbage in August, but we'll have to see. And then the third group that I am co-host for is Faulkner in August, and we are reading the Snopes trilogy. That is the Hamlet, that is the Town, and that is the Mansion. Hamlet is this month in June, then we're going on to the Town, and finally the Mansion in August. I still have a free giveaway of the Hamlet. If anyone wants one, just drop me a note in the comments and I'll send it off to you. And then there is another group that I am just participating in, and that is the Big Book Summer Challenge 2022. This is hosted by Sue Jackson. This is to read big books in the summertime. Now, big book for this challenge is 400 pages or more. So that's a pretty easy challenge for me to knock off. I am currently reading Dr. Thorne by Anthony Trollope, which is about 540 pages, an audiobook, and that will count. That will get me in. There are a few other big books that may qualify. Some of the Faulkner in August may qualify, depending on what edition. My library of edition tends to have smaller print. I don't know, and they're about $380, maybe $390 in some of them. Would it be cheating to look at a different edition to see if there's more pages and count it? Maybe, maybe not. I am going to be looking for some big books. I want to read one really big book. I have not picked one out yet. I did find this book at a thrift store yesterday for 83 cents. This is Robert Ludlum's The Aquatine Progression. It is pretty big. It is 698 pages long. It can also count as GarbAugust, because Robert Ludlum is just trash. I think he's trash. That may be my big book. I'm not sure I'm going to read this one yet. As I said, at 83 cents, how can you resist buying this book? But I will read at least one book of 600 pages or more this summer. Maybe a Mammoth. I'm trying to think if I could squeeze in a Mammoth this and the Mammoth, of course, is a book more than 800 pages long. So we'll have to see, but I am participating in Big Book Summer. And then there is Ancientsathon, and this is a group hosted by Jennifer Brooks, Hufflepuff Discovery, and David Wiley. And this is encouraging people to read books published before 1700. There are prompts to this group. There is to read poetry, to read a play, to read nonfiction, a work over 300 pages, and a text it's time to stop thinking about and start reading, and a book on religion. And you can double up on these books. I don't think I am going to be reading all the prompts just because of all the books that I am reading, but I've picked out some that I want to read. For a play, I am going to be reading a play by Molière. I'm probably going to read Tartuffe, but I have the complete Library of America edition of his translated plays, so I have more choices if I decided I don't want to read this play and want to read another play. But they are plays in verse. The translator is actually just a very famous, though Richard Weber is a very famous translator, and his translations of Molière are highly regarded. So that'll be fun. I'm also going to be reading this poetry. This book, I've read some of the poems out of this already, but I'm going to read the whole thing. This counts as poetry, and since Rumi was a Sufi, it will also count as religion. So I will read this one. And then for nonfiction, I am going to be reading or rereading, let me make sure the light doesn't shine off my Plato. I'm going to read the first 3 dialogues of Plato. They're collectively known as the last days of Socrates. And I just remember really loving these dialogues when I first read them back in the 90s and in college in the 80s. So that will be my participation in Ancientsathon. And then, I'm not done yet, I am also doing a group read of the Book of the New Sun by Gene Wolfe. I have completed The Shadow of the Torturer, and I'm scheduled to read The Claw of the Conciliator this month, and I'm going to have to squeeze that in. And finally, there's the Gothic Horror group, hosted with Vin at Revenant Reads, Mark at Book Times with Elvis, and a few others. And this month we are reading Wieland by Charles Brockden Brown. This is an early American Gothic horror novel. And there are a few other Gothic horror books scheduled for this summer. I'm not sure we have completely decided on our reading list yet. But that's a lot of books that I have scheduled to read. And I just want to read normal books that I pick for whatever reason. So it is an extensive summer for me. Well, thank you for watching and have a good day. Goodbye.